You mentioned all three phases. That 3-minute stretch where your team takes it from 10-3 to 26-3, what did that make you think about what your team's capable of?
Well, first of all, when you score in all three phases, and really almost scored on all three, but we had the equivalent of what ultimately resulted in a score, then that's coordinating the phases, and that'll get you there almost every time.
Does that make you think ultimate goal, Super Bowl?
Well, no, I think we just need to call it for what it is. We played a good game today. We got to do it again here next week. I've been watching on the side up there the Washington Philly game, and both those clubs are ahead of us. Washington 2 times, Philadelphia 2 times. We've got our work cut out for us.
CeeDee Lamb asked for the football and then came out and performed today. What do you think of what he did?
Well, I don't know when that we've had a more dominant role played by a receiver. I can't remember who, because he just was in on everything we were trying to do on every series. So he obviously, you've seen him play at that level. We've all seen him play at that level, but I don't think so many opportunities as he had out there today. And it was a phenomenal game for him, a career game for him. But good news is he can do some more there.
Last week against, you said Dak had his best game of the season against the Chargers. Looked like he was a little better tonight. Can you just talk about?
I think there's no question that Dak's some of those throws he made were just so accurate and so, if you will, timely. To me, this is maybe one of Dak's best games. Period.
And then you add in what the way he's moving the ball, making plays with his feet, helping overcome for the running game that has not been there as you guys hope.
I just want y'all to keep making him mad. No, seriously. You know, it motivates him to be challenged, and he practices that way, and I'm just glad that our fans in particular, but that everybody can see him when he's got some things working for him. And then, of course, our defense, special teams backed him up out there today and gave him a lot of opportunities. So just a great game to have for our fans here at home.
That moment for DeMarcus Ware at halftime, how much did it mean to you and how special was that?
Well, he's, of course, our sack leader with this team, and very well could had the talent and had the maybe if we had the opportunity, could have been the all-time sack leader. But he's our all-time sack leader, and he is. Marcus is just getting started. Now I know we're recognizing him for on the field and his time in the NFL. I always point out what he did for his teammates on both sides of the ball, helped coach him. But DeMarcus Ware is just getting started in his life. I like to say he's just a puppy. And he's got a great time ahead of him. He's aware. He's got a great foundation of confidence. And he's going to really take what he's got now, and we're going to be proud of him, and we want to be with him every step of the way and let him really influence life.
What's your concern for Tyron Smith and now Chuma at left tackle in your left tackle position?
Well, we actually we all thought Tyron was going to go until the last second, and probably a better part of valor was to not play him today. But again, I hate to keep saying it, but Super Bowl might have been a different story.
Okay.
But we didn't want him to get another stinger out there on top of what he's had. But he'll work through this as he always had all of his career. And I'm not for sure about player 71's injury, so I'm not for sure what kind of shape we're going to be in here on numbers.
What do you think of Deron Bland's performance? You pick him in the 5th round a couple of years ago, and now he's got 3 pick sixes this season.
Well, you've got to really check that box. You don't have them right a lot of times when you're picking them in the draft. And so that's the case. He's had he's been in a good situation here, but he showed quick. He's had a lot of work, but he's deserves it. And he's just what we see. And he's made big plays for us so far this year. He'll make big plays, in my mind, the rest of his career.
Gary, did Mike send his team a message after Dak got sacked the first 3 plays of the game, and then he kept calling plays to keep Dak in the pocket and attack downfield, and then they carried through on right down the field and scored.
Well, the first thing we all said when we saw him was, you weren't going to let up, were you? You were going to go downfield and you were going to make them pay, and he did. And shows the confidence he's got in Dak, confidence he's got in, frankly, the receivers. They were in there a few times. We made some plays that the defense was right on us, had us covered pretty well, but the throws were so accurate and the receivers caught it well. That really, we took a step up today in our offense. And we did some things that against a team that we respect a lot, their staff, their ownership, and they've got some good football players.
You too early to talk about next week's showdown against the Eagles?
Yeah. Let's soak this one up.
You want to wait?
I don't want to do anything to poke the bear.
Okay.
What about in terms of your offensive line depth? Are you feeling like maybe you need to make a little bit more of a move with the offensive line depth?
Well, thank goodness we've got some good depth, and we've been developing depth. And so what I can speak to, I don't have anything other than tangible is to look at our depth, our position flex in the offensive line. Feel good about our offensive line.
Getting back to the trade deadline, anything for
Everybody in the league's looking for a starting offensive line. Everybody.
You told us Thursday that none was cooking. Is anything brewing now, or were you?
Not that I sense. I think it's accurate to say it doesn't look like we'll be doing anything, but we've done it in a shorter notice than what we're dealing with here. So bottom line is to give you the best pick, it doesn't look like that we'll be doing anything.
Does how you play today impact that at all? And the type of win that you guys have?
No, I really meant it when I said it last week. It doesn't look like we're going to do anything. And it has to do with our communication around the league and really what logically we could do. If you really looked at our team right now, the biggest need is depth in the offensive line. Really, more so than any place else. And so one of the problems with that is that you just about can say that about every team there is. And when I say depth, somebody that can step up there and play like we had to step up today. That kind of depth, playing, starting kind of depth.
Do you look at this as a second chance to show what you are after what happened against San Francisco coming up this week?
Well, the kinds of games that we're having this year, I just want to keep making those plays. And if we'll, like we turned around, we had a great drive, had a real good drive in the second half with our second possession, our first possession in the second half. But if we'll keep doing those kinds of things, and then those turnovers, you put a turnover on top of it, and then you can pin your ears back. And a different ball game if we're sitting in here, we're going around here 10-7, 10-4, whatever you want to put the score up there. But one score game, different ball game out here.
You talked about the offense taking a step. Last couple of weeks, you won early, but there were questions about the identity of the offense. You think they're kind of gaining some consistency, continuity on offense?
I do. And what I think you should have confidence in is the passing connection with Dak and his receivers. And I'm including our tight ends in there too. We ought to feel better after that.
Do you feel like this
Not
is
only their stats, but we just ought to feel better how they looked.
Right.
I like the thing he's got going with his tight ends. And I like the attitude of what those tight ends do after they catch the ball. It's a good bunch.